to do that in the last few days. I've had to restart this stream again. Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome back to the channel United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope you're all having a fantastic Wednesday evening so far. Hope you had a good day. Hope your evening's going great so far. Hope you're all looking forward to the end of the week, and hope you're all looking forward to the first official weekend in September 2024 this year. First of all, do me a massive favour for me. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel United Red Devils 20. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Always remember to put the notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated upcoming brand new content we've got planned for the rest of 2024 this year, including brand new game new content, brand new videos, brand new shorts, brand new live streams. We have got the transfer window and transfer deadline day covered right up till Friday night's deadline, with plenty of news and transfer news coming across the Premier League, across Europe, and obviously, of course, we'll be covering Manchester United's transfer window right till Friday's deadline of 11 o'clock on Friday evening. Obviously, before that, it's the big crunch weekend. It's the big crunch game between Manchester United and Liverpool on Sunday evening at Old Trafford in Manchester. It's Manchester United versus Liverpool on match day 3 of the 2024-2025 Premier League season, where Arne Slot's Liverpool will be, in my view, a completely different challenge than what they were under Jurgen Klopp. Like, I'm still shocked, as much as other fans are, rival fans, Liverpool fans, that Jurgen Klopp is no longer Liverpool's manager. I'm still quite shocked he isn't there. Like, when the news from the end of last season broke that Jurgen Klopp would no longer be Liverpool's manager, it was a big shock. Like, no one expected that announcement. No one expected Jurgen Klopp to no longer be Liverpool's manager. I do feel, in my view, you know, I still expected Klopp to be here. Like, I honestly still expected Klopp to be managing Liverpool this season. But what Arne Slot has done so far at Liverpool, I mean, 2 wins from 2, 6 points from 6, a great start to the Premier League life, a great start for him as Liverpool's manager, and great ambition from a manager that has got a very, very good squad, a very balanced squad, a squad that's got plenty of quality in it, and a squad that has been rebuilt to the absolute core by previous manager Jurgen Klopp, with the quality of Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo, Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota, Szoboszlai, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alexis McAllister. Liverpool have got quality written all over the squad, and I feel, in my view, if they come to Old Trafford and get the result that I my view, as a Manchester United fan, I'm expecting nothing more than a Liverpool win. Like, I don't want to say those words, but unfortunately, the way Liverpool are compared to Manchester United, it's night and day. I mean, in my view, Liverpool have got a better squad. They've got the better players, and they've got a better midfield. They've got a better attacking front three. And in my view, they've got a better back four that is balanced with a proper left back, a proper right back, and a better centre-back partnership with Van Dijk and Konza and Konate. Obviously, that's quite a lack of defensive options for Liverpool. In my view, they do need a centre-back to obviously help Van Dijk and Konza, and Konate is quite injury-prone for them. So he does pick up quite a few injuries here and there for Liverpool. So in my view, I do feel Liverpool do need a centre-back to help Van Dijk with the layoff of Konza and Konate's injuries that they do pick up. Both players do quite a lot of that. And you look at their midfield, I mean, Alexis McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, it shits all over Manchester United's midfield. In my view, I would have all that Liverpool team at Manchester United in a heartbeat. Like, I really, really would. And it hates me to say those words, because Arne Slot has come into a team that has got the quality to be able to take the next step. I think, you know, Jurgen Klopp did need a break. He wanted a break from football completely. And obviously, it was a shock to the system that he was saying goodbye to Liverpool at the end of last season. And again, when I saw the news that Jurgen Klopp was going, it was a big shock, because I expected, in my view, for Liverpool to absolutely fall off a cliff. And all of a sudden Liverpool look like a well-oiled machine again. And I think that's down to the impact that Arne Slot is already having at a club like Liverpool. Like, he isn't going to take any bollocks, he isn't going to take any excuses, and he's not going to take any shit off anybody. And he ain't going to let the player FC momentum come into Liverpool like it is at Manchester United, where there's clear favouritism of certain players from Erik ten Hag, the board, and the owners of the football club. And I feel like, Manchester United, with the transfer window where it is, we're expecting a lot of players going out in the next few days, especially with Friday's deadline fast approaching. And I do believe Liverpool, even though they haven't had the transfer window a lot of Liverpool fans were expecting, because they have lost a lot of players this summer and haven't exactly done a lot of transfer business except bringing a backup goalkeeper that is staying on loan at Valencia for the other season. And obviously, we've got the here we go from Chiesa to Liverpool from Fabrizio Romano this afternoon as well. So Liverpool have spent money, but I don't think Liverpool fans are exactly going to be overjoyed and be ecstatic that the money they wanted to be spent hasn't really been spent in the vital components that they feel that Liverpool team did need massively improving. And Liverpool haven't spent the money. Liverpool do need to spend a bit more money to improve that squad, and I still think they will sign a few more players before Friday's deadline. And I expect Arne Slot to be quite in the mix for transfer deadline day, manager of Friday night's transfer deadline day, because I still expect Liverpool to buy a few more players to improve that squad's chances of getting a result at Old Trafford on Sunday. But back to Manchester United, I think the mess we are in again after 2 games in this Premier League season is a telltale sign that this season is going to go wrong. Like, in my view, that Brighton defeat last week was a nightmare. Like, we shouldn't have lost the way we lost, and we conceded 2 stupid goals that were massively preventable if we were able to defend properly, which we still can't do. And, the midfield, it's lacking a lack of quality, which it had last season. We've lost quite a few midfielders this summer, and we haven't really replaced them. And we've still got a lot of dead wood that United really should have shifted out in this summer transfer window. But all this sentimental FC bollocks has come back into Manchester United again, and there's certain favouritism towards certain players that Man United didn't really want to get rid of. And I think that's nothing more than a complete and utter disgrace. From a Manchester United fan point of view, I thought we were meant to be seeing a new direction. I thought we were meant to be seeing a new Manchester United, and I thought we were meant to be seeing ruthlessness FC, that we get rid of plenty of deadwood that we want out this club. And unfortunately, a lot of the players that we wanted rid of are still at this club. And a lot of players we wanted, we haven't brought. And we still haven't got the Agate deal officially signed. He's still not a Manchester United player yet. We are losing Jadon Sancho to Juventus. Obviously, what Romano has tweeted today is that Juventus are offering an option to buy on top of the loan deal, where Manchester United are desperately trying to get the obligation to buy at Juventus. If that deal falls through, Sancho could end up staying at this club, where he's completely unwanted by the rest of the squad, the players, and especially Erik ten Hag. They are desperately trying to find a way out for Jadon Sancho. But I just don't think we can sell players for the sake of it and not replace them. I think Jadon Sancho will have to be replaced. He won't be anywhere near Sunday's squad unless his move falls through right at the last minute. But I'm kind of hoping that we do replace Sancho with at least somebody. And if that player is Raheem Sterling, I'm kind of hoping he's signed before Friday's deadline and we get him in the squad for the Liverpool game. But again, he's an ex-Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea reject. He treated Liverpool like shit. He treated Man City like shit in the end. And Chelsea, I feel like Chelsea have absolutely destroyed Raheem Sterling's career, and they've treated him really badly. And I think there's a lack of respect and trust towards what Raheem Sterling has achieved in his career. And if we're going to have to take on Raheem Sterling as a Manchester United player, we are going to have to do it, and we're going to have to get on with it. I think Raheem Sterling would be an excellent option in my view, even though I'm not keen on the deal. I don't really want it to happen. We can't just keep selling players and not replacing them. I think with every player we let go of, we have to replace, because the squad at the moment is already unhinging. The squad balance is massively in favour of a Liverpool win, because Man United squad balance is all over the shop at the moment. There are certain players that there should not be in a Man United shirt that are still getting the game time I don't feel they deserve. And a lot of players that aren't good enough should not be at this football club, and we should have got rid, and we should have been ruthlessness. And it hasn't happened. I don't know why that's not happened. Is it because of the contracts they're on? Or is it because the fees we are demanding for those players to be sold, no one wants to go near them? And that's the big problem from this Liverpool game going into Sunday. We've got a squad that is got a lack of midfield options. We've got a front three that isn't a typical front three because we're playing a false nine every fucking week. And we've got a back four that is still containing Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire, who neither should be starting competitive games for Manchester United Football Club. And I don't want them anywhere near that back four on Sunday. I think if this carries on and Eric Ten Hag refuses to change, and he refuses to change the team, he refuses to go back to a traditional 4-3-3 and keeps playing this false nine bullshit every week. I'm sorry to say, if it's like this till Christmas and the results aren't there and the European Europa League journey does not last long and we're out of Europe, Eric Ten Hag will be gone by Christmas. I've said it for weeks. Even though he's been kept on as manager, I still believe, in my view, it was the right and the correct decision to keep him and take Man United into a third season. But no manager has gone in a third season till Christmas and still kept their job. If Man United fall off a cliff and the result is bad on Sunday against Liverpool and we get torn apart again, like we did under Solskjaer when we got battered 5-0, and then Liverpool then 7-upped us at Anfield, if any of those results were to repeat themselves, Eric Ten Hag is a dead man walking, because he's picking the team. He's picking these players and he's refusing to change. I do not know what's going on with Eric Ten Hag. For me, he looks lost. For me, I don't know why he's refusing to change the team. I don't know why players like De Ligt and Xerxes and Garnacho are not starting games for this club. And I still don't know why we are continuing with the false nine, because this false nine isn't working. It didn't work against Fulham. It didn't work against Brighton, and Man United paid the price. We lost the game against Brighton 2-1 away through a late João Pedro headed goal. We shouldn't have lost that game. We should have come away from that game with a point, and then that would have been a bit more of a positive impact going into Sunday's game, where I expect Man United are going to get their asses kicked, because I don't trust these players. I don't trust this squad, and I don't trust this club to be able to do a job for 90 minutes every game. I don't trust any of these players. I don't know why. It's just the vibe and the impression and the body language I'm getting of certain individuals already. This Premier League journey has already been a nightmare. We are heading into a pointless and pathetic international breaks week, where England are playing teams like Finland and Ireland in the BTEC Mickey Mouse Cup UEFA Nations League. These international breaks are fucking pointless. They're a complete waste of time. And I don't want to watch England under a BTEC ex-Birmingham City reject in Lee Carsley, where England should have found a replacement manager when Gareth Southgate was sacked. And England have still not done it. That's naive management by the FA. And we're heading into the UEFA Nations League with no manager, no clear squad, no quality and no structure. And the FA are basically screwing up England's chance of trying to ever win anything again. I don't want international breaks. I hate international football, and I hate that UEFA Nations League. I would rather watch paint dry than watch that crap every fucking week. Watch England players who do not give a toss. I don't want, as a United fan, heading into that international break from 3 points from 9. That is not good enough. But the problem is, I called it against Fulham and I called it against Brighton. United were not ready, and we are still not ready. We are 5 or 6 weeks behind fitness. We are 5 or 6 weeks behind where United should be. And Eric Ten Hag is basically already saying, well, the injuries are costing us. Well, you shouldn't be playing pre-season football in America and playing on plastic pitches. The international and pre-season breaks are a joke, especially when we had the Euros this year. There should have been a mental well-being break for all footballers after the Euros had finished, and scrap all this pre-season bollocks and let these players rest and let these players take time, because this is why players that are crucial for certain clubs are picking up injuries left, right and centre. And at the moment, I'm not happy where United are. We should have come away with at least a point, and I'm annoyed that we are heading into the game against Liverpool where we now need to win this game, because if we don't, It's 3 points from 9, and that international break is going to become an absolute nightmare to go through because we are going to get bantered by everyone around us. We will get absolutely crucified. We will get bantered by every fucking rival we know because United are falling off under Eric Ten Hag. I'm not blaming Ten Hag completely. He's not been given the players and he's not been given the full whip to whip this squad into shape. He's not been given the authority to get rid of certain players, and he's probably pissed with that. But unfortunately, Eric Ten Hag is still picking them. And these players are costing Manchester United. They are making the same old mistakes every single game they put a United shirt on, and they're getting away with it. But what I hate at the moment, I'm seeing a lot of it from certain journalists on Twitter /X, whatever you want to call that social media platform. I'm seeing it every fucking game. And you know what? It is boring me to death. There's certain press and there's certain media on X that do not like certain British players leaving Manchester United. They don't like it Scott McTominay's going. They don't like it Greenwood went. And they're now getting on the bandwagon saying, why is Maguire so good? Why is Maguire should be starting for Man United? Why Maguire should be playing every single minute? Harry Maguire's not good enough. But I can't understand where we've paid £42 million for De Ligt, the centre-back that Ten Hag has been chasing all summer, which he got, which he was backed on, and Ineos said this should be a good signing. I bet Ineos are probably questioning, Eric, like we've brought you this centre-back and you're still picking Maguire. You're still picking Lindelof. And you've been moaning about that, but we've brought you De Ligt and you're still picking Maguire. Is it because we are having to play a completely unbalanced back four because we've got no left back? That, for me, is no excuse. There are left backs out there Manchester United could have gone and got. But Man United are refusing to do any more business once Agate is signed. For me, that ain't fucking good enough. That's a disgrace. We are spending no more money, even though the club has got money, to go and get players that we need to balance that back four out. We need a left back. And the reason Maguire, I think, is starting is because they want to start him next to Martinez or next to Delot, so they can put Martinez at left back or Delot at left back. That is why Maguire's starting games. Maybe De Ligt isn't ready, but De Ligt's world class. He was world class at Bayern, world class at Ajax, and world class at Juventus. He won the league in every campaign. In the first season of the campaign, he was at all three of those clubs, and he was Ajax's youngest captain. Why he's not starting is delusional. And what we're also hearing, Eric Ten Hag is pissed off that Scott McTominay has been sold. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's bullshit, or I don't know if that's the truth. Because if it is that he's fucked off, he's gone, and apparently he did not request Agate and he didn't want him, I think that is bullshit. I think Man United and Ten Hag were completely aligned with getting Agate. Once he's signed, we will react to his official signing as a Manchester United player. But if this is true and then he doesn't use Agate, we've then got another Donny van de Beek 2.0 situation. Because if he doesn't use him, we are going to be stuck with Mainu, Mount, Fernandes, and Casemiro playing week in, week out for Man United. Agate might be on the bench every single week for Manchester United. We cannot afford to let that happen, by the way. We cannot afford to let Eric Ten Hag dwindle this squad into the weeds. We cannot afford for Manchester United to be getting sentimental again because McTominay's gone. McTominay was never going to be good enough. He's going to Napoli. He's getting first-team football. Antonio Conte wanted him and really wanted the player. He's got the player. He's been backed as Napoli's manager and he's getting first-team football. McTominay had to go. There was no doubt about it. McTominay was never going to get us to the level that every United fan and supporter wanted. But the press are jumping onto the fan supporters, blaming us that United fans and supporters always want a shiny new toy. If I was sat in front of the judge, I would tell them to do one because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't watch football every week and you do not watch Manchester United. These players are not been good enough for the last 3 seasons at this club. We are getting rid of the dead wood that has cost so many managers their jobs. Not every manager was to blame for this mess. We are trying to rebuild the mess that David Moyes left, Mourinho left, Van Gaal left, Solskjaer left, and Rangnick left. Every manager failed. Eric Ten Hag is trying to get this club back to where it needs to be. But Eric Ten Hag was responsible for last week's defeat. And if it goes pear-shaped on Sunday, which in my view, I fully believe it will, I think Eric Ten Hag will be sacked by Christmas and will be on for a replacement manager again. So that would be manager number. That would be manager number. David Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, Ragnick, Ten Hag. If we're on manager number 7, that will be 7 managers in 12 years since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. We should have never ever got into this mess. But again, we're already playing catch up because we lost last weekend. We are closer to the bottom 3 again, like we were when we lost to Brentford and Brighton in Ten Hag's debut season as Manchester United's manager. We are closer to that dreaded dotted line. If United do lose, are we in a relegation fight? Is that the only way to get this football club back? Is that we get relegated and the Glazers and Ineos fuck off and the Qataris come and buy us and we get relegated to the Championship and we come back to the Prem and we're a different club again? Because I feel that might have to be an option here. We might have to officially get relegated and rebuild this club from scratch, because I'm fed up with Sentimental FC. I'm fed up of not winning the league, and I'm fed up of conceding goals from stupid positions, giving free kicks and set pieces away in the latter stages of the game. And I'm fed up with Ten Hag picking the same old formation, the same old setup, the same old tactics that are clearly not working, and it is damaging us. Ten Hag must know himself. It didn't work against Fulham, and it didn't work against Brighton. Why is he still going with it? Does he not trust Xerxes? Does he not want to use De Ligt? Has there been a bust-up with him and Garnacho, and that's why Garnacho's been benched for the last 2 games? I don't know what's going on, but I can't be positive about this club on the pitch. Off the pitch, we are trying to get players in, and we're trying to get players out. That is a positive. But again, they are going to spin that like a fucking roller coaster wheel going out of control. The roller coaster is on automatic, full-on speed, and that roller coaster cannot stop. And what's annoyed me, we are trying to PR this. We're trying to put a positive outcome on negative things. That positive outcome will not come because there's too many negatives that are the problem going forward for this club. And this is why Manchester United will never, ever get back to the top, because we're keeping players that should not be playing in a United shirt. We've got players who cannot perform. And Man United are basically stuck in transition again. It's a transition period. And I'm afraid if United fail to win on Sunday and Liverpool do turn up and put on a show again, and it's a heavy defeat, the press are going to go on Eric Ten Hag like a shark chasing a human out surfing. That is what's going to happen. The press are going to be on him if this goes horrifically wrong and we get destroyed, which I do expect to happen, because I look at that Liverpool team and it's got quality written all over it. And now they're adding Chiesa. Like, they've sold Van den Berg. They've sold Carvalho. They've sold Bobby Clark. I mean, they're getting rid of Nat Phillips. That is what you call ruthlessness from a manager that is trying to get his spin onto Liverpool. And he's already making that happen quite quickly. And yeah, Liverpool might not have been that great against Ipswich in their first game of the season, that first half. It was dreadful. But Liverpool turned it on in the second half, because I think Arne Slot's not afraid to call it out. I think Arne Slot's a manager that you don't want to piss off. I think he's a manager you really don't want to get on the wrong side of. And what I noticed at the weekend is when Trent got subbed against Brentford, and you saw the body language and the facial expressions of Trent, and Slot sat next to him. Trent wasn't happy with that substitution. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold has got his head set on a move to Real Madrid. But that is what you call a manager who is not going to take any crap off any of those Liverpool players. And I think those Liverpool players are shitting themselves now, because I think they know if they perform badly and they don't turn up and they don't produce a result that Slot's looking for, Slot is going to go for them. Slot's just not going to sit there and say, oh, do you know what? There's plenty of positives here and there. It might not have been the result we wanted, but we can move forward and work on things we need to do better. No, you don't do that. You go in on the players that are not doing it for you. And that is what I like about Arne Slot already. And if Liverpool win the title and get in a title race, at least ain't Arsenal winning it. mean, I'd rather see Liverpool or Man City win the league than fucking Arsenal win, because those Arsenal fans don't shut the fuck up. They celebrate the Community Shield like it was a trophy. It wasn't. It's a Sports Day Cup. You could win that at school Sports Day. It's a pathetic excuse for a warm-up game to start the season. It's boring and it drives me mad that they celebrate it like it actually means something. Do you know what? You can celebrate Arsenal fans, but I don't want you winning the league, because you're going on everybody else and you treat people like shit. I mean, I'm friends with 2 Arsenal fans, right? I've got the biggest respect for them. They're okay. But it's the rest of them I cannot stand, because they treat people like shit. But I'd rather see Liverpool or Man City win that league than them. And I want that to happen, because we're not going to win it. United are nowhere near. And again, will Ten Hag have the balls to realise what happened against Brighton? Will he realise, you know what? I've been wrong here. Things haven't gone right. Things do need to change. I need to change the setup. I need to change the team. I need to drop the favourites out the team that I like. And I kind of need to realise what the fans are seeing and what the supporters are trying to get at, that certain players in this team are screwing us up, and long-term longevity is being affected by their piss-ass performances. And again, if Ten Hag doesn't change that team, I'm sorry to say, then what was Xerxes brought for? What was De Ligt brought for? What's Garnacho done not to deserve to start? Why won't he bench Rashford? Why won't he drop Casemiro? Why won't he drop Maguire? And why have we got no left back? That's 4 big questions I've got heading into Sunday. I don't think he'll drop Rashford or Casemiro or Maguire. I don't think we'll sign a left back before Friday's deadline. I can't see us now doing anything except we get Raheem Sterling. And a lot of people saying, why are we going to get him? Because we can't afford to go into the season with Rashford and Anthony. They ain't good enough. They have dropped off a cliff. Anthony isn't going to play. Rashford needs to be dropped quite quickly, and Ten Hag needs to realise, stop kissing Rashford's ego and Rashford's ass and drop him out this team. If someone came in with a big bid before deadline, I'm sorry to say, I'd go and sell him, and I'd splash it quickly and get deals done quite quickly with the clubs, and don't mess about, because United do need to do more business before Friday. I really think we've got to. I think United are going to have no choice but to get Raheem Sterling, but we're going to have to see what happens to Jadon Sancho. But again, the focus has to be on, can we honestly get any kind of result? I mean, would we take a point now before the international break? I'm not sure. I'm not sure the point's the right way to go down. I don't think a point's enough. I think United need all 3. I think we are going to have to somehow try and beat Liverpool. We did turn up against them last season in the FA Cup with that late Ahmad winner, and we went on to win the FA Cup. That was a positive. But in the league, remember when we went 2-1 up through Kobe Mainoo and he scored that wonderful goal? Remember when Makeda scored that goal against Aston Villa way back when under Sir Alex Ferguson to get those 3 points then? That had the vibes of that goal when Kobe Mainoo scored that goal. Can we do that again? Or can we turn up and turn Liverpool all over? Because this is Liverpool's first big test with Arne Slot. Can he perform well against the top 6? If he can beat Manchester United, and he can go and do it to Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, and Tottenham and Villa, and even Newcastle, because Newcastle are a top 6 club, then Liverpool have got an absolute gem of a manager on their hands who's going to take Liverpool to the next level. And again, that frightens me from a fan perspective, thinking, shit, they've got a good manager here. They've got a good team. They've got players that are doing what they want for him. They're fighting for the new manager already. Like, I honestly expect Liverpool to be in transition like it was with Moyes. And then when David Moyes came in and absolutely ripped the club apart and sacked all the coaching staff he did from Sir Alex, he didn't let certain first-team players sit with everybody with each other, and then one of the United players had it off with his daughter, and that was Wilfried Zaha. So that is where it all went wrong. I thought that was going to happen at Liverpool, where it's going to be a transition period and it's going to be tough at the start, but it will slowly improve. What Slot's done already is shown, you can criticise me and doubt me already, but I'm going to prove you wrong, because he's got Salah performing well. He's got the midfield walking through everybody. I mean, Szoboszlai's a quality world-class midfielder. Alexis McAllister. Gravenberch, for me, is probably not the CDM Liverpool need. I think they do need better, but they have Endo, but I think Endo's quite useless to requirements now. I don't think Endo will play another game for Liverpool unless he's just going to be an option off the bench going forward for the football club. But again, I think for me, it's one of those things where would we want to be? I think Man United fans would want to be in Liverpool's shoes right now. We're in the top 4, 2 wins from 2, 6 points from 6. I think that's where United fans would really want to be. To be honest with you, I'm really, really hoping we can somehow try and rescue any chance of a result. But I think for me, Liverpool are just in a better shape and better way of trying to get Manchester United destroyed again. And I think if they start the game well and they dominate, I personally think the floodgates will absolutely open if Liverpool get an early lead. And if they dominate the ball and they dominate possession and they create several big chances to score after that, the game could be over by half-time. And the full-time score isn't going to matter because they'll have the job done in the first half. I think if United can head into the game 1-0 up at half-time, get a second goal, maybe Liverpool take a late consolation, then at least we've won the game and we can at least head into that international break with some kind of positivity. But I think, Eric Ten Hag has got to realise now, I have got to change things dramatically. Otherwise, this is going to get worse. And I think then the fingers will then be pointed at what Eric Ten Hag's refusing to do certain shit. Eric Ten Hag's refusing to do this. Eric Ten Hag refusing to do that. And I want him to succeed. I want to back him, and I'm still going to back the manager. But he's starting to lose a lot of hope from the fans. He's starting to lose a lot of hope from the supporters. And we're the ones suffering because we get bantered on every fucking social media platform. We get crucified. We get called in denial. We're hysterical fans. We're a joker supporters. And I just want a result. I just want a result, really. That's all I'm really looking for, is some kind of result to take into that international break. But we can't afford a defeat here because, like I said, the quicker we fall down that table, we are going to start falling down with the basement clubs. That cannot happen. And if Ineos look at that and we're nowhere near top 4 by Christmas, they will make a change. I don't think Ineos will be afraid to get rid of Ten Hag. But people keep saying Rome wasn't built in a day, but how long is it going to take? Realistically, how long is it going to take for Man United to get back? Because if they're telling us 2-3 more transfer windows after this, not being rude, but screw that. If you're telling us we're going to have to be patient even more than what we've already been, how dare you? The fans have been through enough since 2013, and you're telling us now, can you wait? Can you wait? No, we can't wait. We need immediate succession because Slot's getting that at Liverpool already. Pep got it at City. Arteta got it at Arsenal. It's not hard to get succession right away if you do the right things on and off the pitch. I think off the pitch, we're starting to do it. But on the pitch, we're still not performing to the level that everybody's looking for as a fan base. I don't know why that is. I don't know why we can't do it. I just don't think the players care. I think a lot of players are not trying. I think a lot of players are not caring about no matter what the result, we still get paid and we're still at Manchester United. But at the end of the day, come on. I don't think those players stepped up on against Brighton. I was fuming with the team selection. I'm angry with Ten Hag. I want De Ligt playing next to Martinez. I want a proper left back. I want Mazraoui playing at right back, not at left back, and transitioning with Delot. I don't want Casemiro at that CDM role. I don't want Bruno in the false nine. I do not want Mason Mount playing for this football club. I want to play with a proper striker with 2 wingers that can create service. The only hope we've got, realistically, of causing Liverpool any problems and targeting that back four is Amad Diallo. He's been through enough already in the last couple of weeks. He lost his stepmom, he scored against Brighton, and we still lost. That was on all of them, but it was also on Ten Hag's tactics to sub off Amad and Bruno for McTominay and Anthony. That was fucking stupid. That is why we lost the game, because we took our best creating players off the pitch. That is still on Ten Hag. That was his fault. But the only hope we've got of targeting Liverpool's back four, because Van Dijk is aging, he ain't getting any younger. Konate is, Trent is, Robertson is. I do believe the only attacking hope we've got is Ahmad of targeting that Liverpool back four. The rest of them, I'm not sure about, because what if we do play a false nine again? What if it's the same midfield three? What if Bruno's still playing at the false nine? What the hell are we meant to do to counteract Liverpool's attack? How are we meant to go at that Liverpool team? There's got to be some kind of change on Sunday. Eric Ten Hag's got to do something, because this could be good night Ten Hag. This isn't going to work, Eric. We've given you players, we've given you money, but what the fuck's going on? And I'm still asking myself those questions. Like, what the fuck is actually going on? Because we're still not performing. Even though we've got better players coming to the football club, why can't we perform still? Why can't we do it on a consistent basis? Why can't we be the Manchester United that every United fan and supporter is crying out for? It's because Man United don't have the players. They haven't got the ruthlessness. And I think for me, in the end, if this carries on, then I think this could be the beginning of the end. We could be on a new manager again. I don't want that to happen, by the way. I do not want that to happen. I don't want Ten Hag getting sacked. But I think if this carries on and results slip further back and we lose Sunday, then what's the challenge for this season? Are we really going to risk our Premier League campaign and go for the Europa League and maybe scrape another trophy? Because, I mean, that's 3-4 trophies in 3 years. I mean, that at least is success. But I want to be able to get in a title challenge. I want to be able to fight for the Premier League. We've not won it since 2013. It'll be 12 years next year if we do not win the title. And we all know who's going to win it. It will be Manchester City again. Because they set standards. They back their manager. They get rid of deadwood players. They have proper ownership, a proper structure, a proper manager, a proper coaching setup. United, for me, still jobs to the boys. It still makes rates FC. That's my view. And we have taken that mentality into every fucking game. And nothing has changed. Nothing's changed. And that is what annoys me the most about this football club. As that United have not changed their spots. We're like a leopard. We've not changed our spots enough. And we're not going to change if this bullshit keeps carrying on. Like, I'm excited for the game. I mean, we're playing Liverpool. Of course, it's all an exciting game. We've got two of the greatest clubs in English football going up against each other, but one's in a better shape than the other, and Liverpool are in the better shape. And, I fear, playing Casimir at CDM again. We should have had Agati for Brighton. Agati is still not signed. What the fuck's going on? I mean, we're selling Sancho with an obligation to buy. We need to replace him. If you've got to bring Raheem Sterling on and bring him in, I don't care. Bring some options, because we can't just keep selling players and not replacing them, because there's still rumours Lindelof and Eriksen are going to go. Well, they're going to need replacing. You can't just let them go and not replace them. Sancho does need to go, and I'm hoping that does happen, because he's threw his toys out of the pram. You think he's bigger than the manager. He thinks he's bigger than a football club. And when he went back to Dortmund, he called it home and kissed the badge. I don't want that Man United. I want him gone. He's a bad egg. He's a lost cause for me. Sancho, in my relationship with him, is done. Mine and Sancho's relationship, fuck it. No chance that's getting ever rebuilt, because he basically refused to play for the club and he thought he was bigger than everyone else. That cannot be blamed on Ten Hag. But if you've got to bring Raheem Sterling in, I don't care how much it costs. If we can get Sterling cheap, do it. Because we need an option. I can't understand. Deep down, I do not want Raheem Sterling. But is he better than Rashford? Yes. Is he better than Anthony? Yes. Would he help Ahmad and Garnacho's games develop because of the experience he's gained? Yes, he would. But I'm not keen on because of his age and probably his wage, but he's willing to take a pay cut. So there's Sterling things here and there, really. We need an update by at least the end of tonight or tomorrow if we're going to get this deal done, because If we don't get Sterling and you send Sancho out, and apparently we don't need to replace Sancho, completely disagree. We do need to replace Sancho. We need him gone. And we need him out this fucking football club. I don't want to send to Juventus with a buy option. No. We're not doing that again. If United send to Juventus with just a buy option and no obligation, fuck that. That does not work for me. Sorry to say, Manchester United, no. You're not doing that again because that's just bollocks again. You're going to bring him back a year later when you could have sold him. But again, like I said, the focus on Sunday. I'm hoping if we can get Agate signed by Friday at midday, because that is when we can get him in the Liverpool game. We are going to need Agate for Sunday. At least he might be on the bench, but we're going to need Sterling as well because he would get on that bench. Like, we've lost McTominay off that bench. We're losing Hannibal Mabry, Ericsson and Lindelof. All three of them are going to need replacing. So at the end of the day, and McTominay's gone. So that's McTominay, Lindelof, Ericsson, Mabry, Sancho. That squad's depleted enough. I don't understand why we haven't brought Amrabat back. I don't understand why we're not trying to get Rabiot on a free. Sterling is basically wanting to come to Manchester United. We are going to have to do that deal. If we can get it done, great. It's an option for the attacking front three. And Man United have come out and said today, according to Pete Hall, journalist on Twitter, said United will look to bolster their attacking options if Sancho goes. Sterling's your man. He's got the experience to make our wingers better. It would mean the end of Rashford. It would mean the end of Anthony. You could get rid of both of them next summer. You could get rid of both. That would not bother me. I'd be happy if Rashford fucked off. I'd be happy if Anthony did one. But I want options heading into Sunday off that bench because that bench looks a lot weaker without players now. I don't think United have realised what they've actually done. They've not really thought about this. I mean, it's good getting Agate, but you've lost Mabry, McTominay, Sancho, Ericsson, and then you're going to lose Lindelof. All five of them need replacing. You've replaced McTominay with Agate. Great bit of business. Well done, Manchester United. I'm hoping he will be involved for Sunday, but I'm not sure he will. Sancho will need replacing. If you have to get Raheem Sterling, we're going to have to take the nail on the head. He will be a Manchester United player, and I called it this morning. I would have to take Raheem Sterling over nothing. But apparently Man United don't need to replace him, but I think they do. But none of those players should have been involved in Man United weekend anyway. But do not be surprised if Lindelof, Ericsson, Sancho are all still here by Friday night's deadline. Don't be surprised. But again, we have to focus on Sunday. We have to get a result. We have to somehow get 3 points. And we've got to try and beat Liverpool. That's the big objective here. Can we beat Liverpool? I think we've got to try. We're going to have to go for it. But I do not want to see the same team. I don't want the same setup. If Ten Hag goes with what he did against Brighton and Fulham, I'm sorry to say I'm fully Eric Ten Hag out. I'm sorry, I'm fully Eric Ten Hag out because I'm losing trust for this manager. The last few days, I think I thought about it and thought about it. I'm thinking, if he's not willing to change and he's not willing to get United fighting, then what's the point in him being here? What's the point of him being our manager? Like, it's not hard to get this right if you had a manager who knows what they're doing. I think Eric Ten Hag looks lost. I look at him on the bench. I look at his facial expressions. I look at his body language. He looks like a lost cause. He looks dead. Like, I don't know what he's trying to do, but it's not helping anybody. So, like I say, it's a matter of, do we accept a point? Do we expect a win? Like, I don't know what we're going to take from Sunday, but I think Liverpool head into the game at Old Trafford as favourites, and I think that's what's going to happen, I'm afraid. I think it's going to be a roller coaster game, and I think Liverpool will get the job done, unfortunately. I'm just not feeling confident of any positive outcome or any positive result, but it depends on what the momentum is of that United squad. Can they get a result after what happened against Brighton? Because we won't want to be put in that shit again. I mean, we should have got 3 points there. We'd have been on 6 points out of 6, and Sunday would have been pivotal to see where we are. But again, we aren't ready, and that's my view. We ain't ready. But let's see what happens on Sunday. I think the same team will be picked. I think Ten Hag will go with the same false nine bullshit, and I think Liverpool will see that and walk all over us. That's what I think Sunday's going to happen. It will be a Liverpool win, 9 points from 9. United 3 points from 9. It ain't good enough. And that's the story of our season. We're in exactly the same position we were in last season. We beat Wolves, lost to Tottenham, lost to Arsenal. We beat Fulham this season, lost to Brighton. We'll probably lose to Liverpool. And it'll be crisis. That's what it'll be. It'll be United are in crisis. And they'll blame Ten Hag, but the board and the owners and Ineos haven't rebuilt this squad. It should have been 15 players being sold and 10 being brought in. We've done basically 4. It's not good enough. In my view, not good enough. But all I can say is, let's see what happens Sunday. I'm going to go for a scrappy 1-0 United win. That's my score prediction. But apart from that, that's more hope and optimistic. But let's see what happens. So, hope you enjoyed this live preview for Man United versus Liverpool on Sunday evening. Remember to hit the like button and the share button. Please keep subscribing to the channel and to the community if you are new. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember to always remember the notification bell. Put that bell on at all times because I think it's going to be a busy next few days for especially transfer deadline day and players in and out across Premier League, Europe, and I think Manchester United as well. I think the signings aren't done, the outs aren't done. I think United will still have plenty of business to do, but obviously as well, let's see what happens Sunday evening. Join me for the full-time whistle and the full-time reaction straight after Manchester United versus Liverpool, which I'm kind of hoping is United win. But I think if Erik ten Hag loses this and he doesn't change the team, the lineup or the tactical approach, he's a dead man walking. He will be gone by Christmas. And I'm going to quote it now. Erik ten Hag will be sacked by Manchester United at Christmas because that's the only way it's going. So enjoy Wednesday evening, enjoy your week, stay safe, be nice and be kind to each other. You're all legends, you're all legendary. See you on the next one.